Hello everyone, welcome to our program today. It's the Universal Peace Federation. My name is Ray LaPalkin, and our topic today is the Peace Road. And the Universal Peace Federation was co-founded, I should say, by Reverend Sun Myung Moon and his wife, Dr. Hak Jahan, and of course they are also the initiators of the Peace Road Project. The Peace Road Project originally started out as a way to connect cultures and economies throughout the world. So it's actually a physical highway that is being constructed, and parts of it's been done, parts of it's being proposed, but it actually goes from Cape Town, South Africa, all the way through Africa, the Middle East, Europe, across Asia, over the Bering Strait into North America and Alaska, and all the way down to the tip of South America. So it actually will be a physical highway that you could travel going from one end of the world to the other for economic reasons and, of course, cultural exchange. That was the original intent, of course, but if looking at our country today and the turmoil that we're experiencing in the world, it's kind of evolved as a way to bring hope and reconciliation between nations and cultures and religions as we pass and traverse all through the world. So we can see a lot of tension we're experiencing here in the United States right now, and it's really can help to address the challenges of this time to reconcile all people. So what we're actually doing, there's going to be a Peace Road that's starting in two different places, one in Plymouth, Massachusetts, where the Pilgrims first landed in 1620, and the other location is going to be down on the coast of Virginia, where the slavery was introduced in 1619. So kind of two aspects of our American culture. Slavery was introduced, and also with the Pilgrims was bringing the concept of religious freedom to America. So two very different aspects of America. And as we can see, it's coming to kind of a tension in the United States right now. So this Peace Road is really a hope for reconciliation. So those two roads, or those two initiating points, starting points, will meet in Washington, D.C., and then from that point, it will go across the country, making about 30 or 40 different stops where we'll meet with different civic leaders and religious leaders throughout America. But the Peace Road will actually have what we're calling tributary programs as well throughout America in all 50 states. And each year, over 100 countries actually participate in the Peace Road. This time I'd like you to watch a short video on the Peace Road. It gives you a little background of the history of the Peace Road and some of the past activities that we've done.
Welcome to Peace Road. Our goal is to bring together walkers, runners, and bikers from all nationalities, religions, and culture for world peace. Here's a little history. In 1981, at a science conference in Seoul, Korea, Reverend Sun Myung Moon and Mrs. Hak Jahan Moon presented ideas for an international peace highway project. This project is the foundation for Peace Road's vision of a highway connecting the world. 3 years ago, Mrs. Moon revived the Peace Highway vision and launched the Peace Road as a way for everyone to get involved. Peace Road has a number of initiatives. One major project is the unification of North and South Korea. In 2016, Peace Road cyclists traveled 380 kilometers in Korea and Japan for the creation of a World Peace Park at Korea's DMZ. Today, in over 120 countries, Peace Road walkers, runners, and bikers are showing their support for world peace, making it one of the fastest growing peace projects in the world. This year, Peace Road is riding with full force. Ride for peace and join Peace Road today.
I hope you enjoyed that. One of the co-founders of the Peace Road Project in the Universal Peace Federation is Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, who recently came out with her memoir. And in it, she has many what I call gems on peace and reconciliation and hope for mankind. And I would like to read some of these, what I'm calling gems and excerpts from her memoir. The harmony of our mind and body is an important agent of healing, and faith is what allows us to realize that harmony. God gave us the blessing to be fruitful. It means to have spiritual, psychological, and physical health. Love practiced with moral responsibility is what we call true love. I love you. These are the sweetest words because through love, all life begins. True love is the most important factor in creating a happy family. Love between parents and children most resembles God's love. Love within the family is the model of the love that God desires for us to practice in all spheres of life. Peace will come when two people, a man and a woman, trust and love each other. When true parents, true spouse, and true children form a peaceful family, happiness follows naturally. Harmony is created when parents, children, and grandchildren unite in heart. The greatest happiness is generated within the family when the 3 generations live together in love. Children of true filial piety are those who sacrifice for their parents, just as their parents have sacrificed for them. The family is the world's most important institution. Goodness is because your mother and father are there, and happiness is because your brothers and sisters are there. We cannot achieve true love without sacrificing ourselves. A person who develops true character and a warm heart will make a good spouse. Families in which a wife lives for her husband and the husband lives for his wife will overflow with love and God's blessings. Every one of us needs to feel deeply grateful for being born. There is not one person whose life is meaningless. Peace means that all energies in the entire world and universe are one in harmony. We should deeply realize that everyone is a precious being, born through the sacred workings of the universe. The culture of heart transcends time and space. A child sleeping peacefully is the epitome of peace. A child's innocent smile clearly illustrates what happiness is. A child's voice is gentle, but it opens the door to the heart, reconciles strangers, and expresses happiness and peace. Without God, the parent of humankind, there can be no true peace in this world. The wish to live forever with one's mother and father conveys the heart of filial piety. Nothing leads to greater happiness than being able to attend the beloved parents for whom we long. Seeking peace is comparable to searching for a needle in the middle of a sandstorm. Success is accomplished only by the intervention of God, our heavenly parent. Religion should be our lifelong companion. True religion teaches the nature of God, the reality of God's love, and how to live in that love. True love means living for the sake of others, serving others, not being served. True love means to forgive endlessly. Goodness is to serve others and let go of the memory of having done so. When we give and forget, true love flourishes. The circumstances and environments change, but true love stays the same. True love is the power that unites a man and woman eternally. True love transforms every sadness and pain into joy. When the mindset changes from wishing to receive love to wishing to give love, the world of peace will be at hand. A filial child considers what he can do for his parents and courageously follows through. When we convey filial devotion to all people, and everyone lives for the sake of others, that will be the kingdom of heaven. Filial devotion is a preeminent practical virtue, as well as an eternal pillar of life. True parents' guiding life philosophy is live for the sake of others. We affectionately refer to Reverend Moon and his wife, Dr. Hakchahan, as true parents. If you constantly put others first and live for their sake, you are on the path to eternal freedom and blessing. A truly successful life is not powered by money, position, or authority. It is powered by true love. No matter the difficulties we face, the answer is to practice absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience. Your life is a gift from God. God's will for us is that we make our lives beautiful and worthwhile. Your heart is your closest teacher. Your heavenly parent who loves you resides deep in your heart. You are designed to hear God's true voice. We all need to hone our ability to hear God's whisper in our hearts. Your heart is your eternal guardian. Heartfelt prayer is the passageway to God. The C is the symbol of the mother and the icon of motherhood. God's fundamental purpose was to enjoy a parent-child relationship of love with us. My husband, Reverend Moon, lived by the mantra, sincere devotion moves heaven. Our task is characterized by true love, the heart of giving, and wishing that we could give more. We are one family and one holy community of Heavenly Parent. A true and lasting peace can only be achieved when we come to know and understand our Heavenly Parent. Only by connecting to God's will and providence can we expect to create lasting solutions. Let us work together toward the bright, new, hopeful era of the settlement of God's kingdom. Heavenly Parent created the family to be the environment of the greatest happiness and goodness. So those are really beautiful. I kind of picked out a few that I'd like to go over again. I thought they were very kind of pertinent more to, again, the concept of peace and having God as the center of our peace movement. We cannot achieve true love without sacrificing ourselves. Without God, the parent of humankind, there can be no true peace in this world. So we really need God as the center. God is like the glue that will hold us together. Success is accomplished only by the intervention of God, our Heavenly Parent. And in the our programs, PeaceRoad and the Universal Peace Federation, we refer to God a lot of times as our Heavenly Parent because God is the manifestation of both masculine and feminine aspects that He manifested in man and woman on the earth. So we see that in all parts of our creation. So we refer to God as our Heavenly Parent. True love means living for the sake of others, serving others, not being served. True love means to give endlessly. Goodness is to serve others and let go of the memory of having done so. So again, by peace, to bring true peace, again, it really has to start with serving and giving. Too much people are asking, like, to give to me, like, you know, they feel lacking, which many people are lacking and have been deprived. But we need a component that needs to give, too, to bring this reconciliation. When we give and forget, true love flourishes. When our mindset changes from wishing to receive love to wishing to give love, the world of peace will be at hand. That's very profound. True Parents' guiding life philosophy is live for the sake of others. We are one family and one holy community of Heavenly Parent. I really love that phrase, holy community of Heavenly Parent. It really encompasses the whole world because we're not really different religions. We are different religions, and everybody has their own way to worship God, our Heavenly Parent. But we're really a community, a worldwide community. So being a part of the heavenly community of our Heavenly Parent, the holy community, it really encompasses the whole world, and we can all come under this umbrella. So I think it kind of transcends religion and culture and race, nationality, and is really kind of a unifying concept or a unifying aspect that we can work on. A true and lasting peace can only be achieved when we come to know and understand our Heavenly Parent. Only by connecting to God's will and providence can we expect to create lasting solutions. So those, again, were out of our Dr. Huck Johannes Moon. She's affectionately referred to as the Mother of Peace. She has done many, many tours over the years on all the continents, and tens of thousands of people have come to hear her speak. And so she's referred to as the Mother of Peace, uniting all humanity together. It's not just one religion, it's just not one culture or nation, but it's really an opportunity we have at this time in history to really unite mankind together. And a lot of times we hear the phrase, like when we solve something or we think we find the answer, we say, oh, the answer was right in front of me all along, right? You've heard that before? Well, I think that's true here. And in the programs, we have a lot of education programs in the Universal Peace Federation. I would really encourage you to contact us and study some more. But one of the concepts we talk about is simply Cain and Abel. we title it that. And you're probably familiar with the story of Cain and Abel in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, where the two brothers, the two sons of Adam and Eve, were asked by God to offer a sacrifice. Abel's sacrifice was received, however, Cain's was rejected. It was not received. And because of that, the anger that Cain had from that and his frustration and resentment towards Abel, of course, eventually led to him killing his brother. But there's a lot more to the story than that. So I wanted to delve into that a little bit. So if we look at that a little bit more, I really believe that this is kind of a plan that God had put in place to offer a solution of reconciliation. So the idea of one being accepted and the other being rejected, and having that opportunity to reconcile. So if we look at Abel, what does it mean his offering was accepted? Well, probably his crops, he probably had a great year, a great harvest. The animals were healthy, and so he offered that up and probably had a nice sacrifice. It went up, it was a beautiful day, and the birds were singing, and it was just great weather, and his sacrifice was received by God, and he felt really great and happy. But Cain's wasn't, so what happened with Cain? So, well, perhaps maybe his crops didn't do so well, maybe the animals got diseased, and he offered what he could, but it started raining, and the smoke blew in his face, and the rain burned out, or washed out his fire and his offering. So he became very resentful. So one received and one wasn't received. So through that, Cain had a lot of resentment towards Abel because he saw that Abel had been successful in his offering and had received God's blessings. So really what should have taken place here, if Abel was empathetic toward Cain, if he really saw Cain's circumstances and had empathy and really said, look, my brother, let's share. In other words, I had a great harvest. Let's just share our offering together, and you can receive my blessing too, and we'll share it together, and they both would have been successful. If Abel would have had that heart towards Cain, Cain probably wouldn't have been resentful and jealous and angry and all those feelings inside of him, which led him to actually murdering his brother. So if you look at the Bible and throughout history, we can see that Cain-Abel relationship happening over and over again. We saw it most prominently, you can see it in Jacob and Esau. And that's where it was, in a sense, victorious. So God is giving us a blueprint on how to reconcile. God is giving us that blueprint on how to bring peace. So the story of Jacob and Esau, of course, Jacob stole the birthright from his brother, knew his brother was going to be angry, so he left for 21 years to live with his uncle. And while he was gone for those 21 years, he became very, very successful. He just really received God's blessings. And of course, at the same time, just like Cain, Esau was very upset because his birthright was taken from him. So his life was not so successful. So for 21 years, he harbored this resentment and hate towards his brother Jacob, and just wanting to kill him. So after 21 years, Jacob decided it was time to come home and see his brother and reconcile. So he knew his brother wanted to kill him. So what did he do? He sent his servants first with some gifts, saying, "Oh, this is from your brother Jacob. He wants to come home and reconcile with you." But what did Esau say? "No, I'm going to kill him. He took my blessing from me." So Jacob says, "Well, surely I'll send my wife and my children with more gifts, and I'm sure that'll open his heart." But same thing happened. Esau said, no, I've been waiting 21 years for my revenge. I'm going to get my revenge on him. So finally, Jacob came himself and just bowed down to his brother, humbled himself, and of course, you know the story, they reconciled. And through that, the nation of Israel was born, and on that foundation, Jesus Christ came. So this is a blueprint for God that God has been giving us to reconcile. We can see that in many, many manifestations in the world. One area that I think of too is communism and democracy. If we look at communist nations, it's like Cain. We look at the Cuban situation, Venezuela, North Korea. The situations are just very, very deplorable. But yet the Christian democracies of the world have really flourished. So one is Abel, one is Cain. So that's the key to reconcile. And we really see that very prominently as well in the North and South Korea situation, which is the homeland of Reverend Moon and Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon as well. So the Peace Road is also an initiative to help to bring peace and reconciliation to the Korean Peninsula. So we can see Cain Abel there, right, manifested on that peninsula. North Korea being a communist nation, and you can see you can't enter the country, you can't leave, there's no internet, there's no World Wide Web, the people are completely cut off, and we just hear of starvation and, again, deplorable conditions where South Korea has just totally flourished. So we see that Cain-Abel relationship. So part of the Peace Road and the Universal Peace Federation projects is to bring that Cain-Abel reconciliation together. So we've been trying to give to North Korea to create economic programs and opportunities for them to really share that abundance that South Korea, or Abel, has with their Cain, and to bring reconciliation to the Korean Peninsula. So we can see that in America today, whether you have haves and have-nots, or the privileged and the underprivileged, or those who have flourished and those who have not flourished, we can see that across America. So this is really an opportunity for America to reconcile. You know, we have to kind of ask forgiveness. You know, we have to repent, forgive, and love each other. So this really is the answer to America's problem. So please get in touch with us if you'd like to understand and study these principles more of peace and reconciliation. They're very true, they're very real, and we're very hopeful that peace and reconciliation will come not just to America and the Korean Peninsula, but throughout the world through these principles. I always offer Reverend Sun Myung Moon's autobiography as a peace-loving global citizen. It's complimentary. Please give me a call. I'd like to give you a copy of that. And also, Dr. Hak Ja-han Moon just came out with her memoir, The Mother of Peace. So if you're interested in a copy, please call me. If you're interested in our Peace Road projects here in Pittsburgh, give me a call. If you'd like to study more of these principles for peace and reconciliation, I really would like to hear from you. My contact information has been on the screen. So thank you so much for joining us today.